in just one day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Los cambios nunca se detienen, forman parte de la vida. Y cuando se trata de música, los cambios están en todas partes. Las canciones vuelven a escribirse, los clásicos se remezclan, las bandas y los artistas vienen y se van. Incluso nuestros gustos musicales cambian. En Xfinity sabemos que mantener algunas cosas igual sigue siendo algo bueno. Por eso decidimos hacer nuestra parte con 5 años de precio garantizado en nuestro Internet. Significa que, sin importar lo que cambie, tú tienes 5 años del Wi-Fi más confiable, con nuestro mejor equipo incluido, a un precio que se mantiene exactamente igual. ¿Sorprendido? La vida está llena de sorpresas. Un precio de Internet. 5 años. Garantizado. Entérate más en es.xfinity.com/deals. Aplican restricciones, solo nuevos clientes residenciales, impuestos y tarifas son extras y sujetos a cambios. Wi-Fi más confiable basado en Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report de agosto 2024.
Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. These aren't just places on a map. They're where your diamond's journey begins. And at J.R. Dunn, we believe you deserve to know that story. With our single-source natural diamonds, you can choose the country your diamond comes from. And you see every step, from what it looked like in its raw form from Mother Earth to cutter to her hand. Fully traceable, blockchain-backed, unparalleled transparency. And here's what makes it matter even more. These diamonds do more than just sparkle. They support schools, jobs, clean water. They honor the communities they come from. This isn't just how we do diamonds, it's how we've done business since 1969. With purpose, with pride, and with people at the heart of it all. Single source natural diamonds. One origin, one promise, only at J.R. Dunn Jewelers. J.R. Dunn. Family owned and operated since 1969.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. If you're like me, your personal messaging is also your personal space, completely private. That's why it's nice to know that privacy isn't just a feature on WhatsApp. It's built into everything they do. That's why no one, not even WhatsApp, can see or hear your personal messages. So the calls with your mom, chats about the latest work drama, and all those photos and videos of your dog, every personal message stays private because no one, not even WhatsApp, can see or hear your personal messages. WhatsApp, message privately with everyone.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot. And they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, nice job, Ahmed. Important note here to start the program. Today marks the 100-year anniversary of the beginning of Lou Gehrig's 2,130th consecutive games played streak. Tomorrow we will pay tribute for Lou and ALS. Well, we welcome you into Lone Depot Park here in Miami. 86 degrees outside. Roof and walls are slammed and shut. We'll play indoors as a 3:05. Expect some showers this afternoon. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's game 57 of 162, an old school rubber match on the way where we've seen some premier pitching the first 2 nights of this series. Both offenses have totaled just 3 runs combined. 2-0 Giants on Friday night. 1-0 Miami on Saturday afternoon. Maybe a turn of the calendar changes of fortune as we welcome in the month of June. Well, we're pumped to bring a Game 3 series finale between the 32-26 San Francisco Giants and your 23-33 Miami Marlins. Haiti Birdsong takes the hill for Bob Melvin's Giants as their 3-leg, 9-game road trip ends this afternoon in the Magic City. Ryan Weathers, the southpaw, will look to close this series on a high note. He'll make his fourth start of 2025. First pitch slated for 1:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Sunday afternoon with Jack McMullen and 4-time World Series champion Jeff Nelson. I'm Steven Strom. Let's get to the lineup for the show. We have a deep array of guests again, and I also fear we're going the distance on this Sunday's sermons. We thank you for your participation this afternoon. We'll first hear from Liam Hicks, who is in the lineup tonight, which isn't a surprise, but the surprise, he's going to make his first career start at first base. We'll hear from him. Tyler Smarslock, Marlins first base coach and infield coach, did speak this afternoon. We'll get some good bites from him. We'll, of course, get you out of the count with Birdsong and Weathers. Jack and Nelly will join me for some back and forth in segment 4. Got some good storylines for them. Expo question of today at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. So we begin here with Liam Hicks, who again was a Rule 5 pick for the Marlins over the offseason, and he's had just an outstanding start to his very young career. He leads all NL rookies with 22 RBIs. He will make his first career start at first base. Now, that's in the show. He played 40 games in the minor leagues at first base, but he has only served as the catcher. But the Marlins, after the moves that they made earlier on Friday with the DFAs of Matt Mervis and Ronnie Simon, that opens up some potential opportunities to get Liam Hicks in the lineup with his bat. Let's hear what Liam had to say yesterday with my conversation on the transition to first, what he's working on, and much more.
Liam, if I were to tell you last year that you were going to play some first base in the show, what would you tell me?
I'll be ready for it, I guess, yeah.
How's it going? How's it coming along? Obviously, with the roster moves, there's a trickle-down effect, and you've been doing some work at first base. How's everything going?
Going well, yeah, just trying to get back comfortable. Obviously, I have some experience, but just trying to be ready for if something's needed. Trying to relearn it as quick as possible, but yeah, it's been good.
This organization has a first-class problem right now with catchers. You guys are all hitting. You guys are really good at your position. So what does it mean that they want to keep your bat in the lineup, that they're willing to give you opportunities elsewhere?
It's really cool. I love playing. Obviously, catching's my favorite thing to do on the field, but I'm the type of guy where I'm going to play wherever is needed. I'll do whatever to get the bat in the lineup, so that's really cool. So excited.
So take us through something like today with Tyler Smarslock. What are you specifically working on?
Kind of just start off with picks, just getting the hands working, and then there's a lot of positioning stuff with first base, where to stand, lefty, righty, different types of hitters, and then also some communication with the second baseman, knowing what balls to go after, what balls to let and stay, and then just timing around the bag is huge. Everyone thinks you kind of just get there, stand and catch, but there's a lot of technique that goes into it, being ready for all types of throws, so it's been a lot.
I asked for 2 minutes. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, so that was Liam Hicks, who, again, will make his first career start in the show at first base. Played 40 games down in the minor leagues at that position. He will bat 8th for the Miami Marlins. Don't move a muscle. Coming up next, Tyler Smarslock, the first base coach and the infield coach for the Miami Marlins, talks Otto Lopez to shortstop, Xavier Edwards to second base, plus a couple of other things. That is next as we get you ready for a 140 rubber match. The Marlins, the Giants on the Marlins Radio Network.
On thrown on the run.
A one pitch is hammered out to left center field pretty deep. Hernandez is back. Track, wall. He jumps up. Hernandez made the catch. Heriberto Hernandez, in his second major league game, takes a 2-run home run away from Tyler Fitzgerald to end the inning.
The pitch at the same grip. Sometimes
1-1, Lee pumps into right center field. Myers on the move. Dane Myers back to the track. Myers jumps up, and he made an insane play. Dane Myers in right center field went leaping at the wall, full speed into the padded wall, grimacing as he lays on the warning track. But Dane Myers just took an RBI double away from Jung-Hoo Lee.
that's incredible again.
Fourth shutout for the Marlins. We've seen Edward Cabrera the last couple seasons. We've seen the great Cabrera. We've seen the struggling Cabrera. We're seeing the consistent Cabrera. What's the evolution of him looked like through the process?
He's just attacking guys, getting ahead. His off-speed stuff looks better than ever. He's throwing strikes with it, so I think hitters have to be, conscious of all of his pitches instead of just a couple. So he's doing a really good job locating and executing everything.
How did you guys attack this Giants lineup, not just with Cabrera, with all your arms today?
Just going through the scouting report that, Mosk and the pitching coaches would give me. And they do a really good job, so just sticking with the plan, and Cabrera's doing a really good job, attacking them and executing it.
You got to give me one. Dane Myers catch or the Hernandez catch?
Both are great, but I think Dane's was probably one of the best.
Lear Resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Well, what a way to start your Sunday afternoon with a little Marlins on deck. 3 combined runs these first 2 games here. Friday night, the San Francisco Giants snatched game 1 2-0. Marlins responded, winning 1-0 yesterday. It'll be Ryan Weathers who will go opposite Hayden Birdsong this afternoon, 1:40 first pitch. And as always, we hope you download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game. Steven Strom, Jeff Nelson, Jack McMullen. So this afternoon, we heard from Tyler Smarslock, the Marlins first base coach and the infield coach, and he talked about just a plethora of storylines that we have for you. Xavier Edwards, who is primarily playing shortstop this year, has been moved to second base. No demotion. It was really just because Otto Lopez, in Xavier Edwards' absence, moved to shortstop, and Otto Lopez looks solid. So we got a chance to chat with Tyler this afternoon to talk about the changes, what he's working on. Plus, again, we just talked to Liam Hicks, what he's been working on with these guys in the infield.
So a lot of shuffling here in the infield. We'll start with Xavier Edwards. Just what have you seen from him in a very short amount of time that you've worked with him at second base?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really short amount of time. It's been kind of late notice for him, but he's a pro. Like, he's played a lot of second base in his career. It's more of just like reacclimating him to some of the special things that happen at second, the feed, the pivot. He got good work with Jorge Hernandez down in AAA. Came out today and took some ground balls. He looked great. All his skill sets plays really well to second base, so he's going to acclimate well.
And right next to him, Liam Hicks. How much have you guys been working him at first base ahead of his first startup here?
Yeah, so he's got about like a week and a half now of just early work and trying to acclimate him to the group, but he's done a lot of really good work. He's another one. He's played actually a lot of first in the minor leagues, so now it's just like getting his big league taste of it. Moves his feet really well. He's got really good hands. Like, he's got the catcher hands that can really like work short hops, so I think we're expecting him to do pretty well out there.
On the right side of the infield with 2 guys playing those positions for the first time next to each other, just how big of an emphasis is communication between the 2 of them?
It's huge. It's huge. They got to talk. They got to know where each other are. And I think that's going to lean on X is kind of taking the leadership role over there and helping Hicksy out. I'm sure it's going to speed up a little bit for him, but they got to communicate a lot. The tweener play that gets through the hole. It's X is going to have to be very aggressive in that play, and Liam's got. We worked on this play a couple times. He's got some feel of like where the second baseman's going to be, what he can get to, what he can't get to. So I got all the confidence in the world of those guys.
What are the continued talking points with Otto Lopez at short?
Yeah, so for him, the big adjustment for him is just like now he's got to attack his feet a little bit more. He's got to really attack the ball, play on the run a little bit more than you do at second base. So that's been a big sticking point for him. Again, another one who's played a lot of short in his career, and now he's just going to do it a little bit more regularly. So it's just leaning on really getting in his legs, not just kind of having a stable base and using the arm. He's got to use his legs and feet just a little bit more than he had in the past.
I know you didn't make the decision, but you were probably part of it. Why does he profile better at shortstop, or in this case, fits better for your organization?
He's, what he does really well is he ranges really well, as both those guys. Like, you're going to watch both those guys with the middle cover a bunch of ground, as you had. Now they're switched, sorry. So for Otto, the big one is like his arm. He's going to be able to make that play to the backhand in the 6 hole. He uses his legs well, and he's got a real bazooka in there that he just hasn't really been able to showcase yet. And I think now that he's played a few games, like, you kind of see it. I think his profile is really good. He's proven that he could play second base at a really, really high level. I have all the confidence in the world that he's going to do the same in short.
We see you working with these guys every day. Yesterday I saw Otto with these flashing goggles. Like, what are some other things that you're trying to implement into your guys in the infield?
You know, the theme is we are just trying to make simple a little bit more challenging, right? Like, you can come out here and get foundational work and get fundamental work. We just want to see if we can make it a little bit tougher. And if we do that, the focus heightens a little bit. We're actually, without saying, hey, lock it in, we're just locked in a little bit more. We have more challenging gloves. The goggles are a new ad. That was a yesterday thing. Bryson Nakamura, one of our staff members here, kind of brought that up. And, we're just trying to use anything to our disposal that is going to make these guys better and make them play more free when they're out there.
Well, that was Tyler Smarslock on some of the defensive changes that the Marlins have made here to start this weekend in Sunday afternoon. Xavier Edwards is back at the top of the lineup and playing second base. And again, Otto Lopez to shortstop. I just love some of the quotes, and you hear that. I just love coach speak sometimes. I mean, when he's talking about Liam Hicks, catch your hands to work short hops. I just love that whole idea of being able to move someone in Liam Hicks, who has shown the ability to be a good defensive catcher, move him over to first base. And then a guy like Otto Lopez, he talked about his bazooka and just him profiling a little bit better at shortstop. And again, I made this point yesterday to Jack, like, it wasn't like Xavier Edwards had egregiously played bad at that position. It's not like he had a 3-error game. It's not like there was glaring holes in his game. I mean, Xavier Edwards worked his tail off at shortstop, but for the betterment of the organization, I mean, let's be honest, Otto Lopez has shown the ability to save a bunch of outs at that second base position, and given his arm that this team has seen from him, I mean, look, it's just an organizational decision. It's not, I don't think, a demotion for Xavier Edwards. Actually, I think with X going back to second base, you might see an uptick in average in offensive numbers. It's a lot, man. I mean, we saw actually, I remember in 23 when Gene Segura was here, he had to play third base for the first time and really struggled offensively because a lot of his mind and his capacity was going towards defense. Now Xavier Edwards can go back to his natural position at second base, and Otto Lopez can get some runway at shortstop. So good stuff all aboard for Tyler Smarslock. We'll break here. We'll get you out of the count. Hayden Birdsong and Ryan Weathers, they will be featured for this rubber match from Lone Depot Park. We're back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
Thrown on the run.
A one pitch is hammered out to left center field, pretty deep. Hernandez is back. Track, wall. He jumps up. Hernandez made the catch. Heriberto Hernandez, in his second major league game, takes a 2-run home run away from Tyler Fitzgerald to end the inning.
The pitch at the same grip. You know, sometimes
1-1. Lee pumps into right center field. Myers on the move. Dane Myers back to the track. Myers jumps up, and he made an insane play. Dane Myers in right center field went leaping at the wall, full speed into the padded wall, grimacing as he lays on the warning track. But Dane Myers just took an RBI double away from Jung-Hoo Lee.
That's incredible again.
Fourth shutout for the Marlins. We've seen Edward Cabrera the last couple seasons. We've seen the great Cabrera. We've seen the struggling Cabrera. We're seeing the consistent Cabrera. What's the evolution of him looked like through the process?
He's just attacking guys, getting ahead. His off-speed stuff looks better than ever. He's throwing strikes with it, so I think hitters have to be, conscious of all of his pitches instead of just a couple. So he's doing a really good job locating and executing everything.
How did you guys attack this Giants lineup, not just with Cabrera, with all your arms today?
Just going through the scouting report that, Mosk and the pitching coaches would give me. And they do a really good job, so just sticking with the plan, and Cabrera's doing a really good job, attacking them and executing it.
You got to give me one. Dane Myers catch or the Hernandez catch?
Man, both are great, but I think Dane's was probably one of the best catches I've ever seen. So that was unbelievable.
Where would this team be without Ronnie Enriquez?
He's been a rock out there, so he's thrown a lot of really big innings for us. He's come through many, many times. So, we definitely wouldn't be where we are without him. He's been a really, really solid rock in the bullpen for sure.
Thanks for the time, Nicky.
Of course.
All right, Jack, back to you.
Back here on a Sunday afternoon, rubber match between the Marlins and the Giants. This is Marlins on Deck. We thank you for your participation here on this Sunday afternoon. Roof and walls are shut. It was raining earlier today, but we expect some showers all this afternoon. So you might hear some thunder and lightning, but that is usual here as we approach summer. June 1st, 2025. Steven Strom, Jeff Nelson, and Jack McMillan, those two will join me in the next segment. They also have your call at 1:40. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Hayden Birdsong. I like that name, by the way. I just want to say Hayden Birdsong. Unbelievable name. 23-year-old right-hander, former sixth-round pick in 2022 draft. He will make his third start of the season and 14th appearance of 2025. He debuted for San Francisco last June of 2024, made 16 starts, so he was primarily a starter in that rotation for San Francisco. 5-6, a 4.75 ERA, 72 innings combined. Now, in 2025, he's 2-1 with a 2.48 ERA, 32 2/3 innings pitched. Again, he has made 14 appearances, 3 starts. He'll make his third one today, so 2 starts. He joined the rotation after Jordan Hicks struggled as a starter. He did take the loss and surrendered 3 runs, 5 hits, and 4 1/3. 2 walks, 6 punch-outs in his last start against Washington. He throws a 4-seamer, a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. He will go opposite Ryan Weathers, who we are also high on, 25-year-old southpaw from Loretto, Tennessee. He'll make his 4th start of the season, 1-0, a 1.15 ERA, 15 2/3, 15 punch-outs to 4 walks this season. He allowed 2 unearned runs on 3 hits against the Padres, his former team. 3 walks, which he was ticked off about in his presser, 6 punch-outs in 5 2/3. That changeup and slider for Ryan Weathers has been arguably his best 2 pitches. 33% whiff percentage on the changeup and the slider. We know how his fastball plays, gets a tremendous induced vertical break. Career-wise against the San Francisco Giants, he's made 1 start, 4 appearances, 2-0, a 1.38 ERA, 13 combined innings pitched. Of course, with San Diego, saw the Giants a handful of times for Ryan Weathers. Hayden Birdsong, Ryan Weathers, those two try to continue the theme of pitching. 3 combined runs these first 2 games between the Marlins and the Giants. Weathers will look to steer the ship in the right direction and capture a series victory for the Marlins on this Sunday afternoon. We'll break here and don't move a muscle. Jeff Nelson, Jack McMullen, they'll join me next. Got a ton of storylines I'll throw at them. 1:40 first pitch. We're back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
Augustine Ramirez. Augustine hammers a ball out to left and deep. It is gone. Don't worry about that first run. Augustine Ramirez ties the contest at a run apiece. First pitch to Jesus Sanchez. Sanchez hits one a mile high out to right field. You got Wade working back. Wade at the track. He looks up and it's gone. Left on left matchup, and Jesus Sanchez leaves the yard. It was a sky-scraping homer. He hit it hard. Looked almost directly. He throws 99. Has a crazy good slider. And he's pretty young in his pitching life. 0-1 pitch. Otto drills. Out to left and deep. Sheets is back. He looks up. And this game is tied. A 3-run home run from Otto Lopez. And the Marlins work all the way back after the crooked number against Sandy. Bottom of the 4th, I should say. Infield is in. First pitch to Augustine. Kicks away from the catcher Diaz. And here comes Javi. He scores standing up without a throw. Jason Adam, the right-handed reliever. His first pitch of his outing was a yanked and spiked slider. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins take a 7-6 lead here in the top of the 7th.
Cutter, depending on the day. So most of the times it was my slider, and I just let it rip.
First pitch to Augustine. He lines one into center, and that drops in for a base hit. It's going to give the Fish the lead. A 2-run single as Augustine shimmies over it.
I'm thrilled and I'm safe. Call Loctite Impact now at 954-500-LOCK. That's 954-500-LOCK or visit LoctiteImpact.com.
Big thanks to Ahmed back in the studio. Johnny, keep that mic away from you. Listen to your Marlins on the go. Download the IR Radio app. Make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game. This is Marlins on Deck. Rubber match here. Steven Strom, Jeff Nelson, and Jack McMullen. Those two join me right now. And Nelly, I talked to you about this a couple of minutes ago. Ryan Weathers made his start in San Diego. It was the second time he returned back, of course, was an original draft pick with the San Diego Padres. But admittingly, after his start, he said, I was amped up. I definitely played. I pitched with a little bit of edge, what you saw from Cal Quantrill a couple days ago. I'm just curious, what are the cautions that come with that maybe in the following start 5 days later against a team in San Francisco?
You hope nothing because you have a chance to win a series, and it's on his head right now as far as trying to go deep into the ball game, throw up some zeros. But you always run the risk of just a little bit of letdown in the first couple innings, and then all of a sudden you're going to have to kick yourself in the butt, especially if you start getting hit and say, oh, wait a minute, this is not the Padres. This is a brand new game. But I think he's been around long enough, and also he's got a dad that's played in the big leagues that, hey, every start is going to be different, and as soon as that one is finished, you have to put that on the shelf, and then you have to look forward to the next one.
Ahmed, I'm going to play this sound real quick for Nell and Jack, but I want Nelly to hear this and react to it. This was when Clayton McCullough put Ryan Weathers out for that sixth inning, did not complete the sixth, but went 5 2/3. And here's what he said after what it meant to him.
Dependent on. I love in the old school when they run a starter out there that the manager knows what he's getting out of him, and I just want him to obviously trust me in that scenario, and the only way I can do that is gaining his trust on when he lets me go deeper into ball games, getting out of jams. Obviously, I love pitching, so it's fun to be in those scenarios.
Now, is he the guy, him and Meyer, at this point, that you feel like Clayton McCullough is going to give the majority of that trust to the third time through the sixth inning?
Well, Meyer struggled over the last few starts, so you don't know how much that's going to play a part in him going deep. But with Weathers, like I said, his dad played in the big leagues. He started and also relieved. Majority of his dad's time was as a reliever. So he has good pedigree, and he has a good mentality as far as going to deep in the game, because I know his dad tells him that and say, hey, you got to look for 9 all the time. And it's just a matter of the organization and letting him go as deep as he can and extend that pitch count. He had, 84 pitches in his last outing, and I'm sure that's going to increase. And hopefully they let him go over 100. I think he's capable of throwing 105, 110 pitches. It's just a matter of the organization let him. But he has the attitude that you love.
You got to see. I also think with Clayton McCullough, like he's forced to go to his bullpen because these games are so tight, it feels like, for the Marlins. Hopefully, if Miami can give the pitcher a little bit more run support, that you could get in the sixth inning if you're winning 5-1. But we shall see. He'll go opposite Hayden Birdsong. The big story, too, today here, Jack, is Liam Hicks going to first base, first career start. He did play in the minors there. But I just think as a total, man, what does it say about the organization that it feels like they look at Liam Hicks as a long-term guy if they're willing to put him at first to keep the bat in the lineup?
Yeah, I think what they see with Liam is a bat that should be in there every day, to your point, and you figure that out by any means necessary. And, we started to see the early work done at the end of last week, and we said, hey, well, Matt Mervis is in the fold here. Now there's no left-handed hitting first baseman that is going to, take ABs away from an Eric Wagaman. And for the sake of optionality, a word that we've heard, kind of all the time this year, Liam Hicks gives you that, a bulk platoon first base option. We also... we're looking at a Marlins situation with 3 catchers. We spent, better part of a week talking about, how's this going to work? How are you going to get time for all
4
3?
when Brantley comes off.
4, yeah, sure. But, we're seeing, this unfold and everything take care of itself in real time. How are all these guys going to get ABs? Well, you have your answer. Liam Hicks is going to play some first base. And this is not a new thing to him. He's played north of 300 innings at first base in his minor league career. He started about 50 games there. So, Liam, excited to see what he can do at first base at the major league level. I do want to follow up real quick on a guy like Ryan Weathers earning the opportunity to throw 105 pitches. You think, by organization, I thought it was awesome that Nelly brought up the O word, organization, right? Because you think, with the way the Marlins are handling this right now, maybe they're not going to extend a guy to 105, 110 pitches. Who was kind of the first organization to move like that? It was Tampa, right? It was the Rays. Obviously, unique situation yesterday, but they just let Zach Littell throw 9 innings, and Littell threw 117 pitches yesterday in a complete game. Now, it was 16-3. I understand not wanting to go to your bullpen, but if Weathers has a 4-run lead and he's at 95 pitches, why can't he start a 7th inning or an 8th inning? You know what I mean? So I feel like that is the level that we can get to with a guy like Ryan maybe with a guy like Max, and obviously when Sandy's going right with a guy like Sandy Alcantara.
No, and that's why I brought up the game context, like the game state that Clayton always talks about. If it's given that lead, if it's 5-1, yeah, let him go out if he has room for error. But when these 1-0 games occur like yesterday, it's hard to keep Cabby in when he's got runners on the corner and you got Ronnie Enriquez in there. Okay, from one guy that made a position change or a tweak to another, Xavier Edwards, Nelly, he's going to make his first start at second base since July 21st of last year. What do you think this could potentially do for him offensively for X?
It shouldn't be any different than when he was at short, but for him to have a spot in the infield, whether it's at second or short, he's got to hit. He had a tremendous last year, got tremendous start, and all of a sudden started hitting the wall a little bit, and then had the injury. So he has to hit in order for him to be in the lineup. He's so important at the top of the lineup. He can do everything. He's got the speed. He can bunt. He's a good base hit hitter. He's not a guy that's going to give you a lot of power, but as far as on base percentage, he's got that. So in order for him to be an everyday player, he's got to hit. And I think he's a second baseman to stay. I don't see him playing any more short. I see him as a second baseman. But again, we always go back. You got to produce at the plate.
Pick a play yesterday, Hernandez or Dane Meyer's catch, both of you. Which one was better?
Well, Hernandez, would have been 2-1 if he wouldn't have robbed that home run, and then the Giants would have won. With Dane, it was a tremendous catch. It was another run that would have tied the ball game, and then you might have had Lee at third, and then the go-ahead run was there. So both of them were tremendous, but you may have to go with Hernandez only because that protected the home run or robbed the home run.
Jack, I'm going to disagree with Nick Fortes. Dane Myers made a heck of a catch, but I think given the situation and given the context of the game, Nelly's right. That would have made it a 2-1 game, and obviously the Marlins only scored 1 run yesterday. So I go taking a 2-run homer away, Heriberto Hernandez.
Okay, 3 runs combined for both of these teams for the first 2 games. Giants won 2-0 on Friday. Marlins won yesterday 1-0. We'll see if we have another premier pitching matchup on the way. Hayden Birdsong, Ryan Weathers, those two will face off here this afternoon. Good job, Jack. Good job, Nelly. 141st pitch. I'm going to fix those wires for Nell in the commercial break. We'll come back with our X-Poll question. Steve's guarantee. It's all next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Augustine Ramirez. Augustine hammers a ball out to left and deep. It is gone. Don't worry about that first run. Augustine Ramirez ties the contest at a run apiece. First pitch to Jesus Sanchez. Sanchez hits one a mile high out to right field. You got Wade working back. Wade at the track. He looks up and it's gone. Left on left matchup, but Jesus Sanchez leaves the yard. It was a sky-scraping homer. He hit it hard. Looked almost directly. He throws 99. Has a crazy good slider. And he's pretty young in his pitching life. 0-1 pitch. Otto drills. Out to left and deep. Sheets is back. He looks up. And this game is tied. A 3-run home run from Otto Lopez. And the Marlins work all the way back after the crooked number against Sandy. Bottom of the 4th, I should say. Infield is in. First pitch to Augustine. Kicks away from the catcher Diaz. And here comes Javi. He scores standing up without a throw. Jason Adam, the right-handed reliever. His first pitch of his outing was a yanked and spiked slider. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins take a 7-6 lead here in the top of the 7th.
Cutter, depending on the day. So most of the times it was my slider, and I just let it rip.
First pitch to Augustine. He lines one into center, and that drops in for a base hit. It's going to give the Fish the lead. A 2-run single as Augustine. ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Well, happy June 1st, everyone. Happy June 1st, Jack.
Thanks, Steve.
This is Marlins on Deck here, and to start the month off correctly, make sure to download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 your top preset. Sunday sermons. We went the distance here this afternoon. We started at 1. We're at 1:30. We're emptying the tank here on this Sunday from Lone Depot Park. It's the rubber match. It's the Marlins, and it is the San Francisco Giants. The Giants won Game 1 on Friday 2-0. Marlins responded by shutting out the Giants yesterday, thanks to Edward Cabrera, Ronnie Enriquez, and company. And this afternoon, we'll see Ryan Weathers throw for the Marlins for the 4th time this season, going opposite 23-year-old right-hander Hayden Birdsong. Let's get to our X-Poll question of today. What year did Marlins hitting coach Pedro Guerrero get hired as an assistant hitting coach with the Giants? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It's time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
You came for the wrong place this weekend if you wanted some offense, and I think the trend continues this afternoon with Ryan Weathers. I like him to punch the most tickets this season. 7 would be a season high for him. We saw 6 last week against San Diego. I think Ryan Weathers really can punch out double digits tonight, but I'm going to go with 7 for a safe Steve's Guarantee. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Jeff Nelson, he's ready to rock starting lineups in first pitch, is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami Marlins baseball. It's next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Staples presents